Welcome everybody to Write Better Together. I'm John Myers. Hey, look everybody, it's Emily Brooks.
Hello, John Myers.
Hey. Oh my God.
And hey, look everybody, it's Mytecia Myles.
Hello. It's good to be here.
I know you all aren't used to two things. You're not used to me being here, and you're not used to the guest being here from the very beginning, but that's how today's going so far.
What are we talking about today, Emily?
Well, we're talking with Mytecia about herbal nutrition and wellness for writers, as well as her self-publishing workshop coming up.
Yes.
Everything is out of order today. We're going to do out of bubble. We're going to do listener responses. We're going to have our big topic with Mytecia. And then afterwards, John Myers will be joined by S. Matisco to play game and Hey John Myers.
Wow, that's a lot. That's quite the list.
It's an interesting out of order episode, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's going to work out.
It's wonderful. Let's start with Emily. How have you been out of your bubble in the last 3 months?
I don't know exactly which episodes you've shared so far that have had me sharing that, but I have mostly been like to church, and there's like a new moms group that I've been doing that's been great to get to know other moms. We just had 2 Sunday school parties last weekend, and so just like it's hard to do anything with a baby, but I'm really just trying to get out and see people because I know that's really important. Because I mean, even like last week, I had too many days to myself and was like, I've got to get out. I've got to get out of the house. I've got to talk to people. So it's taken a lot more intentionality, but it's been good.
Oh yeah, important things.
And I know that's not really a story, but that's my experience right now.
I tried to train S. Matisco to say, that's not a story. And then she was like, but going to the mailbox could be. And what's been your, besides giving birth, what's your highlight? Like, what do you look forward to when you get up in the morning?
Oh, wow.
I mean, every day is me and the baby. Every day. And then in the evenings, I get to spend time with my husband, which he's working from home, so I get glimpses of him and stuff throughout the day too. But I mean, I'm just enjoying that, the slow, quiet days. You know, like I said, I need breaks from it. I need social interaction, but it's also just a really sweet thing. And I've also picked up knitting again, so I look forward to.
Oh, that's beautiful.
When the baby's sleeping on me, I can do some knitting, and that's been nice. I made him a pair of socks.
Oh, that's so lovely.
I remember on the show when you unveiled some socks. The first thing you made was socks. Remember
that?
Yeah.
The first thing I made was socks. The most recent thing I made was socks.
The first and last thing you made was socks. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Mytecia, how have you gotten out of your bubble recently?
Oh, wow. I tell you, I was in this bubble because of eye surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, literally, I had a bubble inserted into my right eyeball. Talk about a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just really, it really is just over 60 days since surgery. And I'm so grateful, that everything is going well. And so just coming out of that, because the bubble had to dissolve, it had this gas in it that prevented me from going to high altitudes, and I couldn't fly, and definitely was trying to see, get my vision back. So that being dissolved, getting the okay and the release from the surgeon to be able to travel again and do some of the things like just driving to the market, getting out of that holding space, because a part of the recovery was the instructions were to hold my head face down for 45 minutes of every hour of the day that I was awake.
Oh my goodness.
repeat 45 minutes of every hour awake, face down, until that bubble dissolved. And so it was, yeah, it was very challenging because I had to tell them before surgery, listen, I read for a living. I write, I read. Like we have to be on the same team, knowing that, I'm going to have vision again. And so it's coming back. My glasses are too powerful, right now, too powerful in that right eye. But everything is going well. And coming up out of that, I just have a different perspective about just life in general, what I'm called to do and how I'm to help, help people.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that
Wow.
that's been quite interesting. Yeah.
Like, how do you compare it to how it used to be? How do you compare it to how it used to be right now?
Right
Like, if you were to,
now, right
yeah.
now it is compared to how it was prior to the surgery because what ended up happening was um in my busyness and all the things that I do, I was just simply doing my regular day, moving from the second floor to the first floor, about to do some grading, and get the final grades for the semester together, and grabbing books and all of the things, and I fell down the stairs.
Oh,
And when I fell down the stairs, I hit my head, the back of my head on one of the steps. And I knew I fell pretty hard, but I had no idea that internally that would be the result, because it took a few weeks, it progressed.
mm.
And so before, everything was black in the right eye. I couldn't see at all. I had this one little piece of light that could come through, but for the most part, in medical terminology, the retina had torn and had not just a tear, not a rip, but it was totally separated from the macula. So there was no light
Wow.
getting in, and basically, it's a common thing.
Huh.
People tear their retina, but I don't know to the extent of, how mine was. I don't think it was something unique, but it was totally black, and so I didn't have to, it was almost as if you would just close one of your eyes and you don't
Wow.
see anything. So, it's totally dark. But today, um, it's no longer black, it's no longer dark. The light is coming through. I can see you all. As a matter of fact, I was coming out of surgery, and I remember the last time co hosting. I really could not see you all. I had these
Mm.
glasses on. My daughter said, "Hey," because I was concerned about my eye, wandering. I said, I'm just going to put these on fashion ready, and no one will be able to see that my eye is not
Mm.
focused, right? And so I could wear these. But today, I can drive to the market. Yeah, I can watch television, get back to my Netflix. I'm reading again. I haven't quite started writing again, which is something I'm going to do. It's on my list for this week to start writing again because I have writing to do and I have clients to pitch. So,
It's amazing what they can do.
right.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the movie Sight that came out about
Dr. Juan?
Dr. Wong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I have one of his books.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually visited our church a few years ago, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, had his books on display there. So, amazing story. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing story.
When you co-hosted that time with my cover artist,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I told you I knew of another person. You at least had a story where you fell down the stairs, where the other person woke up,
Oh wow.
and it was like that, right?
Oh
And
wow.
it's someone that you know, Emily, and Since then, a third person, same thing, and this
Wow.
person I'll say who it is, William Martell.
Wow.
So he's a writer, and
Mm-hmm.
he woke up like 3 days before. He goes on one vacation a year on his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and he lives in California. They're like, you can't fly, and he flew anyway.
Did he really?
And he's
Yeah.
like, just give me a week and then I'll be back and we can take care of it a week. So he's walking
Okay, he
around.
flew before the surgery.
Correct.
Okay,
And
yeah.
but they told him not to.
Oh,
And
wow.
so he's walking around Vegas like with one blurry eye and one good eye. But it's so weird that like people just wake up with it.
It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. I'm telling you, I am different, not because of the vision, but internally, thinking about wellness because, that's just beauty, the beauty industry, the wellness industry is something I have been in like for so many years. And having this occur at this level has taken me back to it with a different love
Wow.
for wellness. Like I originally got into the beauty industry, because I wanted to look fabulous and help people look fabulous externally. And then I moved into the wellness piece, from an esthetician standpoint, wanting to help people to take care of their skin from the inside out because I had eczema really bad. And then years, would go and I had chronic yeast infection, bacteria infection, then eczema that was just ridiculous on my fingers, on my legs. You can spread that thing on your body if you scratch it, right? And
Mm.
so I just really got fed up going back and forth to the get prescriptions and refills. I'm like, there has to be something in my beauty brain, knowing about the body and then hearing and talking with my grandmother at the time. She would share stories about, the different plants and things that her grandmother would use to help heal. We all have people that say, hey, if you take this is going to help with that. But she would go a little bit deep and talk about the different plants that they grew. So it helped me to have this love and this passion like, there has to be something that can help me. And I'm going to find it, God willing, show me. And that's exactly what happened. I end up finding that there's healing power in plants. And so that took me on a journey of just the whole nutrition, herbal nutrition, wellness. And yeah, and now here today, I am really seriously, because I had to have my head face down for 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, God, you're speaking to me so clearly. I don't want to miss this. I can't do anything but keep my eyes closed. So, I don't want to just be in prayer. I want to be listening. And so, through that space of just listening before the lockdowns, I was putting together a world wellness retreat for women. And the lockdowns came about and I kind of put it off to the side. And so now it's back on topic. And so I'm back with the whole wellness and talking about, how authors can use that, how writers can really begin to tap into creativity by just simply just working on the inside out. Prayer, yes. Going to church, yes. Being in community, absolutely. But if you're tired, exhausted, busted, disgusted, can't see, can't walk up a flight of stairs, can't even enjoy a flight, to have, whether it's locally, nationally, or international travel, then that can't be fun. You're not going to get too much entertainment, creativity from that. So, from a writer standpoint, from a creative standpoint, and from a woman who knows the healing power of plants, because at one point I needed a blood transfusion. That's how bad it was. It was that bad. And I thought maybe I was just exhausted, and my mom said, no, maybe you need to go and get yourself checked out. And I tell you, I end up, because I had been studying and researching the healing power of plants and how to use this holistic mind, the body and the spirit, looking at the all parts of, being a human and how they all work together. There's a synergy that's required. I said, you know what? I need a doctor, a medical doctor that also believes in, complementary medicine. And so I had a visit, my very first visit with this doctor in Michigan when I lived there at the time. And he said, you need a blood transfusion. And I just broke down and cried in the doctor's office, like, no way, dude. I just read and learned all of this, about the blood. And at the time, I had been taking, a burdock root. I had been taking, a lot of green herbal supplements, wheatgrass, things that are just grown naturally. That if you really educate yourself and speak to your doctor about, the healing properties and how they can complement or whether they can't complement, you'll be able to know what's for you and what's not. And I tell you, I cried and he said, I can't let you leave. It was so bad, my iron levels, because I had changed my diet, start, thinking differently, living differently, including these different herbal supplements, and it shifted and changed my blood cells. At 120 days, over and over again, you can actually, I'm a living witness because it happened for me. You can shift, towards wellness, but it's a journey because I kept falling off, and he told me if you, do these things, which at the time I wasn't eating red meat, if you add a small portion to your diet, because my digestive system was bad. It was totally bad. So I had stopped to give my liver, an opportunity to regenerate, healthier blood cells to be able to generate, because the blood is producing, the cells are generating either the same duplication or healthier. And so I wanted to give my body that time to do that. And he said, you know what, I'll give you 60 days. And because I was taking this concoction that I made, I got in the car, I cried, and I was reminded that I needed to do some other things. And so I did what he said. I went home. I looked at the concoction that I made because I could not believe, how is it that it had gotten rid of the chronic bacteria infection, yeast infection, digestive problem, eczema had just dissolved. All the crudiness off of my hands and my legs had totally dissolved. But then I'm here at this medical doctor and he's saying he needed to send me to the ER to get a blood transfusion, someone else's blood. I couldn't believe that. And so I looked at my all of my research and the things that I was taking and doing, and it said that the burdock root had was blocking iron absorption. And because although I was doing the greens and everything, it wasn't enough because of that blocker that was in there. So that's why it's very important to, talk with a medical professional before you start making up your own things. Although you know some things, you've researched some things, but speak to someone that can give you still a holistic view. And I tell you, I went back. It wasn't 60 days. I took probably about 90 days. I went back. He said, I don't know what you did, but you don't need the blood transfusion. And that was probably, my youngest daughter is 24. It had to have been 17 years ago. I haven't needed,
Wow.
thank God, a blood transfusion um, at all, because now I'm aware, consciously aware of how to listen to my body, at the same time what wellness is for me, and it's different for every person.
I made it through that whole thing and I didn't faint.
I know you did great. You did great. I could see it on your face.
You did
It's
blood
good.
good for
talk,
you.
blood talk, and guts talk. I'm
It's
just
good
sitting
for
here.
you.
Oh, but I tell you, it was truly an experience, and so now, using that information, I know, although I did not want to, I know it's part of my journey as a literary agent, as a writer, um, as a PR exec, teaching at MTSU. It's a part of my journey to talk about wellness, not to just hold it to myself. And so, yeah, I'm passionate about it. I know what it does. I know what it can do. I know the possibilities, and how it can. You don't need um, alcohol. You don't need certain substances to give you the creativity or to elevate you in any kind of way or to alter your thinking or your mind in order for you to naturally create, in this writing space. And, so many people I know, they believe artists, creatives, they use different substances and things of that nature, but you do not. And there's so many others who are in the knowledge and the wisdom of knowing that, naturally, if you just take care of yourself, walking, jogging, you can really create the oxygen, in your body, in the brain, that will give you that space so you can think in a way that naturally you were designed to create. Yeah, and so if you need a candy bar, so be it. You need a cup of coffee, get that. You need a burger, get a burger. Sometimes I'm at the burger place. I need me
Mhm.
all types of burgers: salmon burger, black bean burger.
Mhm.
You name it. I need a burger sometimes. So yeah, I love the wellness space, and really recognizing how to navigate that from a creative standpoint. Yeah.
when my TCA Emily knows the story. When I was gonna say last time I went to the doctor, but 2 times ago when I went to the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just for my normal yearly thing, uh,
Okay.
she's she's like, when you were talking about eating the greens and drinking your concoction, she's like, I want to share some of my lunch with you, and she got like this little, I don't know, specimen cup or something, and she poured it out of her thermos, and it was just like this green sand, but it was
Oh,
celery.
celery.
It was celery smoothie
Oh.
sand, but she's like 100 and she's like in perfect shape, and so
Oh.
you can't argue with the results.
You cannot argue with the
But
results.
I'm like, and she's like, I can give you the recipe for it if you like, and I'm like, no, I'm really,
No,
I'm good.
um,
That's more than I need of
that's a
that.
funny story. That's a funny story. I tell you, when I first made this concoction, because that's what it was, I didn't know if it was going to work. I just had faith. It was my faith believing in the healing power of plants. And I would drink it and pinch my nose. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I tell people all the time, like, I'm not eating this because I love this. I don't know any piece of broccoli that's just delicious without the seasoning.
Oh yeah.
I need something on it. I can eat it raw. I don't
I
need
love
ranch
broccoli.
dressing. I love, 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 broccoli, kale. These are my friends. These are my friends, uh, pomegranates, these
Mm.
things that are just life giving, energy producing foods. And so there's a whole conversation. For years, I would not say the word holistic because I thought people were thinking that I was in some other type of world or practice. But
Yeah.
The wholeness. God made us to be whole and complete. So holistic, that's really what it is. It's looking at every aspect of who you are, and then what makes you up, in order that you can determine like something is off in this area, or I need to pay more attention to this or that, in order that I can feel whole and complete. So it is vital, to a creative space, that you feel well. What people call writer's block and brain freezes and all these different things. It could just simply be that there's the pH balance in the body may be off a little bit. Maybe just some rest. Writers, we need to rest. We need to plan the retreats, whether it's a retreat in house, a retreat on your patio, or retreat. I am right now. I'm totally in retreat mode. I'm looking forward to planning a Morocco retreat somewhere in the
Wow.
Caribbean. My
Can I come?
mindset my mindset right now is abroad, and so that's where I want to kind of cultivate and curate, retreats and wellness spaces for writers.
I love that so much.
Yeah,
I love too how this conversation flowed so naturally from the out of bubble conversation, because it's so tied in, because wellness allows you to get out of your bubble. And when you have a surgery or you have a baby and you are put into those recovery modes, that's when you kind of realize like how important that wellness really is. And I mean, and it is a privilege as well. There are, we have to remember that there are people who are bedbound or in other situations where they can't do things, but I still think it's important for us to be as well as our capacity to be. And what does that look like for each individual?
absolutely. That's why it's so important.
Like you said, like you have to know what's good for you at the time too. One of the things that really pushed me towards
Mm.
um, wellness a lot lately was trying to have a baby and looking into fertility and the things that can block fertility or help fertility.
Ah,
And then when I was pregnant, I was looking specifically at, okay, what nutrition is going to help me make a healthy baby?
yeah,
And then postpartum, you have different needs. And even like postpartum depression has
yes.
different needs. Like they say, have lots of omegas, omega
Mhm.
3, I think. I don't remember
Oh
the
my goodness.
number,
Yeah.
but whatever's in salmon. And so,
Yes.
eat lots of salmon and eat lots of fish. And then,
Mm-hmm.
um, and vitamin D, getting outside. So there's specific things that can help us in different seasons of our lives.
Oh, I love this.
And um and I'm just reflecting and soaking in what you said
Mm.
about very early on, what you said about like you can have your spiritual health, you can have um all these things, but if you
Mm-hmm.
feel gross, if you feel not good, then your creativity is going to
Oh
suffer
yeah.
from that.
Oh boy. So much so. I love, 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 and I wrote that down. The specific things for specific seasons. Yeah,
And even, like women sometimes need something different from men, and children need
absolutely.
something different from adults. And like you said, like you needed those things for your skin, but then it was causing some other issues, and
Hmm. Yeah, it was
it's a
so
lot to think
interesting.
about.
It is. And you know what? Just in reflection, um, I was taking something topically on the top of my skin for the eczema. But then I was, thinking about like what's needed for my digestive system. Like
Mm.
I can't see it, I can't see the state of my colon and my intestines, and I'm just going through the body systems. I got cards and I'm like I need to see what's going on, and I can't see that the liver, like I don't, but it shows up in your sluggishness. It shows up. and you can't think clearly. It shows up in multiple different ways. And so what I end up gaining through my experience, and it was again through prayer and just research and listening, is that I needed to target the blood because it went through every system in my body. And that was for me at the time. And so today I have to consciously think when someone says, "Hey, you want to go out to eat?" Well, where are we going? Because at the same time, I need to think about what have I already eaten. Have I had what type of proteins have I already had? What type of fruits have I, veggies? Like I need to think about this because they're in groups for a reason, and they all are designed to do something different. So in the recovery even of my eye, you know um not just carrots, but I need to go deeper. The beta carotene, like what do I really need for eye health to promote it and to help it do what it is naturally designed to do. Not trying to speed it up, but to give it the best possible chance of healing to the best capacity that it can, right? And, doing that internally and externally. So that required me to say no to some things, knowing the season was up. Like I no longer can support this organization in this capacity because now I need to walk differently. Like I'm actually holding on to the railing and walking slower down my stairs. I'm not going, flying like, woo, yeah, about to go and, you know, do these things. Like I'm actually feeling my feet touch the stair. When I'm even outside, I want to feel my feet touch the concrete, the pavement. If I'm in the grass, I want my feet to feel, that I'm on solid ground. And so that again, holistically, just thinking about that from a creative standpoint, it is helping me to recognize and realize um, and revisit passions
Mm.
that I had, put in a pile of, I'll get to it later. No, these were some things like these wellness retreats and really thinking about writing. Like I have a novel that I started writing. I put that thing to the side. Now I can't take it for granted. I'm gonna get back into it and really start, you know, um, revisiting the character, the story, the message, the impact.
When I asked you to come back on this time, Mytecia, uh, you and I said that we inadvertently and we got away from mental health and wellness topics for a while, and you're like, I used to be a master, like I'm a retired master herbalist.
Retired?
That's what you said. Retired. You don't sound very
I'm not
retired from
retired.
from your master herbalism.
Oh my goodness. I retired from practicing because in Michigan, I could work with a naturopath doctor. At one point, I thought about working in a med spa, you know, even coming here. And I actually would consult and coach and work with people because I did this modality, which you could not diagnose, but it was a modality that was a pricking of the finger, and you could look at the blood cells through a microscope, and you could tell through this dry blood cell analysis, you could tell um, where toxicity was in the body. And that could help a person, go to their medical doctor and say, hey, this is some information. Can you look into it? And they'll know where to go from there, But yeah, I am retired, but I can talk about it all day because it's my lifestyle.
I was gonna say, um, John Myers is getting out of his bubble right now
Okay, let's do it,
because
John.
he struggles to. I don't know if it's fair for me to say this, but you have a hard time hearing about the body and things like that. But
Okay,
I'm really proud of you because you're doing great, and
this
it's
is
good
good.
to be. It's that exposure. It's good. Uh,
Yes,
It's really
yes.
hard. It's really hard. That's why I'm being so quiet.
I
And
know. I know. Well, I've
um,
seen you like cover your mouth a couple times.
yeah,
It,
we're talking about
it's
looking at blood in a microscope.
Oh my
Jeez.
goodness, I'm so sorry.
You should be. No, I'm kidding.
no. This
It's
is
good.
this
It's
is good.
exposure therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Is you're okay?
good. You know what? Um, the healing springs. You like water? Do you enjoy
Yeah.
water, John?
Yes, we drink water.
Drink water. Drinking water is great. There's some healing springs, across the United States and around the world that you can just actually visit these places. Arkansas, close to Tennessee, has the healing springs. So check these places out. There's so many different things that you can do. There's not just one thing for wellness that can help you um, to just rejuvenate, is what I like to call it. Yeah.
Kind kind of tying this into your next topic, Mytecia.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our friends of the show, Betsy Kulikowski, lives in Hot Springs,
Oh,
Arkansas
really?
now, and she moved from Oklahoma to Hot Springs. And earlier today, in
Uh-huh.
a self-publishing group, I was helping a Christian therapist with some
Mm.
issue that she was having, which is just crazy that I'm even able to help that because I'm like, but I'm like, no, in KDP you can do this and this, and she was in hot. So she's a Christian therapist in Hot Springs. This leads to your next topic of you're doing this self-publishing. What do you want to call it?
It's it's
Workshop?
uh it's the you're gonna there definitely work. There's a lot of work. I'm gonna say because I don't know. I'm just using this word because the group I'm believing will continue together. I'm thinking about connections. Communities is really what I like to cultivate, curate, just small pockets of intimate groups. So it's the art of self-publishing. It's a cohort, and it's a small group of writers, authors who really truly want to gather and um, really see their work published. But it's group work. It's also one on one. So we get to work together one on one and kind of talk about your project or projects and really walk through the whole from the beginning, from the writing, the creative piece, the format. The design, the impact that you want, the marketplace, what type of need will your book meet? You as an author, we talk about you being a subject expert and how that's going to appear because as I lead author development for Emboldened Media Group. It's important for me to help writers to prepare for media appearances or how to pitch themselves. I teach media writing at MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And one of the topics that we cover in that course also in the art of self-publishing is media pitching. How do you pitch and promote yourself in a professional way in order that you can pitch and promote your book, and publish it in a way that if you desire for your content to be in Barnes and Noble or online retailers, like how do we get that to happen? That there's another way to get your books available in online retailing spaces such as Amazon without going directly to Amazon. So I work with Ingram Content Group, one of the publishers, large publishing house here in Nashville, Tennessee. And we also will do a tour of their printing facility. So those that are part of the cohort, they will be able to see hands-on from the paper all the way to the book being packaged and boxed and ready to go, what that looks like, and actually the people that are actually handling the facilities here. So it's going to be a fun time. I think one of the things that I love most about the cohort, again, is that it's a creative space where the participants will have an opportunity to work on the effectiveness and usefulness of different tools. So, all about what the author does. So, we talk about the social media, the author's website. We talk about earned media and shared media and owned media as well, because those are all different. They require different engagement, how to build that. Because there's so I'm going to say this. There's not one way to publish a book. Okay. There are frameworks that I've seen. However, as a self published author myself, I know where the pitfalls are. At the same time, as a literary agent who represent traditional published authors, working as a literary agent and, repping authors, there's a difference and there's a small difference, things that the author must do and the author must pay for versus being repped and what a traditional publisher is designed to pay for. Is one better than the other? To me, no. One book may be self published, another may be repped. And so I really truly believe, because I get a lot of queries as a literary agent. Some of them maybe are not for me to rep as an agent, or perhaps I can refer them on, and maybe something happened, maybe something does not. But I know for a fact that if I can help to equip authors, writers, in knowing what they are to do in a professional way that's effective, looking at, metadata and things of that nature, that they can take this framework and they can self publish and even help other people do the same thing. The main thing is to gain some confidence, to get some clarity, and to be able to cultivate some of those projects. Because if I, as a literary agent, was to sign an author, let's just say tomorrow, and in the next 30 days they get a publishing deal, not saying that's a realistic timing. Um, this is 2025, 2026. The book will not be on the shelves. Okay. And some people, God has given them um, an urgency that their material may need to be out third quarter, fourth quarter, top of first quarter next year. And it's not a possibility. There are timelines and things that are just not realistically likely to happen. So, the art of self publishing, I am offering that real soon. And again, it's an intimate setting, but it's definitely a space where participants will walk away equipped and have the confidence and the courage to just go for it and self-publish.
Is that a different website than the Supernatural Success, or is that how they?
So the best way to get information about that is to send an email to info@supernaturalsuccesspr.net. That's info@supernaturalsuccesspr.net. Or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn at Mytecia Myles. I'm on the gram. Yeah, so I would prefer LinkedIn or send an email because that way we can get that information to you on what it is, what the details are, and how to get your seat saved in that cohort. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I promise you. I try to pour so much into it. It's definitely a creative space for sure.
Any last question do you want to ask Emily before Mytecia gives us a call to action?
You've already explained a lot of this so well, but what would you say to any writers who are just hesitant about self-publishing? Because I know John Myers and I have had a lot of conversations about that, and
Hmm.
people worry about the reputation of it, and is it prestigious enough, and is
Oh,
it too much work, and all of those things. But is there anything specific that you would say to kind of set people's minds at ease?
yeah, absolutely. I sat on a panel recently. This was at the top of the year. Um, and it was really about the business of publishing. And that question was asked by a publishing attorney. And it was directed to the panel, but I had to answer that because back in the day, it was like, oh no, you're a self published author. You can't do this. You can't do this. You're not this. And today, that is not accurate. That is not the truth. Let me bust the bubble on that right now. Poof, it is gone. No, you as a writer have the responsibility to get your message out. You have the responsibility to do your due diligence and, recognizing what is best for you as a writer, whether that's a writing community, whether that is a writer's group, whether that's a MFA program. Like, I don't know what that is for you, but please note that being a self published author is still author. Okay. People can purchase my books um, on Amazon, at Barnes and Noble, at Target, at any retailer. As a matter of fact, I was in New York City last year and I walked into a bookstore and I said, hey, I don't see my book in here. Who do I need to speak with to make sure my book is available on the shelves in this Rockefeller Center bookstore? And they say, hey, we need your ISBN number and we'll call you when your books are in. And so now my books are available in bookstores. And so you have to do the work. There's a thing that you do have to do. Like if you want to not do the work, then self publishing is not for you. Yeah. There's so many other options. Yeah. But
Thank you so much for saying that, though, because I
yeah,
think that is just so important for people to hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm telling you. When people, and I'm just going to say this, I hear people say, um, professional, what do you want people to think about when they hear your name as an author, right? And this goes back to that whole space of author development. Your message, what are you talking about? Whether it's in public spaces, in social spaces, in personal space, like what are you talking about? Like people know that I'm professional, okay? And I didn't just cultivate that myself. It's just that I need order. I work better when things are organized, and I recognize when they're not. And so, what do you want people to remember about you as an author. I think that's very critical, and focus more on the impact that you as a writer, your work, your message will bring to the marketplace. Yeah.
Thank you, Mytecia. Now,
Okay.
give our viewers a call to action. Make them get out of their bubble and do something in the next week, and then Emily will tell them how to report back to us.
Okay, so I think the call to action today, truthfully, is to write down a short list, a list of at least 3 things that you as a writer must do in the next 30 days to move forward on your writing project. So is that send an email to info@supernaturalsuccesspr.net so you can be a part of the self-publishing cohort? Is that register for a writers conference? Or it could simply be revisit your writing project that you put over to the side in the midst of you being so busy doing other things for other people. So write down a list of the top 3 things that you can do in the next 30 days to help move your writing project forward.
I love that so much.
That's a good one. Okay.
Especially as, someone who just had a baby, just living it, saying 3 things. Okay, just got to do the 3 things is better than nothing.
Absolutely.
So listeners, you can let us know what you have put on your list
I love it.
or how it goes. You can respond on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, wherever we share, or X, sorry. I'm so behind. Wherever we share this episode, you can respond in the comments there, or you can go to writebettertogether.com/podcast to find this episode and respond in the comments there.
Let me tell you my out of the bubble story
Tell us.
because it ties all of this together.
Ooh.
And so that's why I didn't interrupt. So I went to the last summer webinar with Michael Jamin, and so
Mm.
but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about after that was over. His 2 assistants, Phil Hudson and Kevin Lewandowski, they've worked on a bunch of TV shows like Tacoma FD and that. They had a Q&A. Michael left, and they had a Q&A for as long as we wanted to stay and just pick their brains.
Wow.
And they were underscoring everything that it's like Mytecia watched the thing that I was in,
No
and
way.
that they underscored everything about the importance of a cohort. And
Mm.
I got to tell him because Emily and I we have a private Discord group that hasn't been super active, but it's there. And at WriterCon this coming Labor Day weekend, I'm teaching a master class on memoir on it's not your life story, but it's stories from your life. And everyone that takes that class, we're gonna let in our private Discord cohort. So those however many people are take that class, they can join the handful of people that are already in it, and they can do all of those things that you were just talking about. And that's what Kevin and Phil were saying, because they have a private group. When you purchase Michael's course, that's the only way you can get into that
Oh, I love it.
private group. But they trade scripts, they give notes on scripts, they maybe they're a script supervisor on one show, but they know that this other show needs a PA. They're like, hey, there's an opening over there
I
that's
love it.
I'm a little bit higher than that, or I'm not interested in that because I like the job I have. Y'all could go look at that opening. And so just the power of the cohort. Emily and I met getting our MFA. So
Mm.
that she was in I was in her cohort, she was in my cohort. So the
Wow.
power of having one of those is you can't even really measure it. And you can't put a dollar on it.
So true.
That's all I wanted to say.
I love that.
That's great.
Okay. We don't know how to end it.
I forgot. What do we normally do?
I'm so glad to see you, Emily. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. So good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back.
Sounds great.
All right.
I'm so
Love
glad I could
you.
be on
Oh, it was
today.
so
Good to
good
see
to see
both of
you.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.
And we're back. Oh my gosh.
Poof,
I was
here I
I was
am.
just here with Emily, and now Esmatisco's
I've
here.
reemerged.
I've lost control of this show. I don't know. I turn on the camera. I don't know who's going to be here. So what you missed, Esmatisco, is that we talked about nutrition, and there was blood. There was so much blood. Oh, and I already
You don't
have
like that?
no, there was blood in a microscope talk, and oh my gosh.
Oh my
And
goodness.
but no, so, and we'll talk about more about this in a future episode, but it was part of my exposure therapy. I didn't get to do, and then I'll let you do your thing. I didn't get to do the viewer response, and so I'll do that real quick right now.
Yeah, let's do the viewer response.
Yeah, so I was on. I'm not on the TikTok. So I guess I was on Instagram, and I discovered this new podcast that I got addicted to, and it's called When Isabel Met Aviva, and they just talk about rom-coms. And they're both screenwriters who talk about rom-coms, and I have no time to watch podcasts, man. And so I have so much I have to do. But so I got addicted, and I binged a couple of them, and I commented and told her, and she's like, "Oh, I just watched one of yours. Our podcast had a meet cute." And I'm like, "Oh, how nice." And so I'll probably invite them on it for a future episode. But yeah, so that was the viewer response, was that that our two podcasts had a meet cute.
That's adorable.
Isn't it? I thought so.
Love a good meet cute. That's great. Like, that's just adorable. What am I supposed to say? Anyway, hey, John Myers.
Oh, yes?
I have a question for you.
Oh, good. I've been waiting all week for this.
Why can't babies eat honey?
Oh, no. I love honey.
I know. Why can't a person eat honey until they're 2 years old? Or they're advised not to?
I didn't know this. Good thing I
You
knew
didn't
this.
know?
No, good thing you taught me this, because I still want to have a baby someday.
There's a warning on honey, and it says that a child under the age of 2 should not eat it.
I don't read warning labels, man. I'm gonna guess. Because it's bee related. It would be like being stung by a bee.
No.
It would be like the baby would be inflammation.
No. So, there's something in honey that when an adult human eats it, nothing bad happens, but when a baby eats it, something terrible happens.
It has aspirin in it.
No. Hydrogen peroxide, but that's not what we're talking about. Natural honey has hydrogen peroxide. What we're talking about is Clostridium botulinum spores, also known in the industry as CBOT, because no one wants to say the whole name of the bacteria every time.
That's what I call it.
You call it CBOT?
Yeah.
Have you heard of CBOT?
No.
That's okay. It's one of the most dangerous foodborne pathogens in the world.
Oh.
And so in honey, there will almost always be Clostridium botulinum spores, which have to germinate, so they have to wake up to make you sick. Okay? An adult human stomach can process spores because our acid kills it before it can wake up. If it wakes up, it creates a neurotoxin that will kill you almost every time. It's very dangerous. A baby's stomach does not have the ability to produce enough acid because it's, designed to drink milk. It's not food ready yet to kill the spores. So the spores will germinate in their stomach and it will release the toxin, and it's very dangerous. And let me just look up what it would be. But it's classified as a neurotoxin, so it like attacks your brain. And that's very bad to do to a baby because the brain is growing. So that is why babies should not eat honey. That is my public service announcement / information.
Emily, I'm sure you're going to watch this episode.
She knows.
Because you're on it. Don't give the baby to honey.
She knows.
Remember when we used to do Why Is Your Baby Crying? That's because it saw a bottle of honey.
Yeah, scary. So yeah, no, it's pretty dangerous, and you can't really remove it. So yeah, there you go.
I have nothing else to say. I can't even go.
No, that was
adorable.
Just... No, that's not a how adorable moment. That's crazy.
Thank you for teaching me human emotions.
Nope.
We're the #1 podcast for how to keep your baby safe.
How to not hurt your baby. The end. That's good. Okay, that's it. That was my fun fact for today.
Cool. And now
the bell rings, right?
Oh.
That's not on me. If you'd like to know more about honey or weird bacteria that's in your food, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below anything about anything, including food, nutrition, writing. We love to hear it. And ring the bell so we come up more often in your feed.
And
that's why we ring the bell.
And tell people they like you.
And if you want to say that you like me, that's cool. And I appreciate it.
Awesome.
And now it's time for the final act.
Today, you'll be playing for...
Thank goodness. I need to win something. I need to win.
Plant-based purple carrot.
I love that! Sorry, that's wrong.
Sweet and sour cauliflower. It's on sale right now at Kroger. Your closest Kroger is in LaPorte.
That's like my favorite freezer meal. That's so
go
funny.
to LaPorte, and there'll be some at Kroger. It's on clearance.
Is it?
Yeah. And
I actually might be going to LaPorte today. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so if your Kroger has a little last chance section like mine does,
is it because the package is funny? Is the package like got a weird print on the back?
So first of all, why is it purple carrot? Like, I don't understand why is that brand Purple Carrot?
I actually know this. Purple Carrot started off as a meal service thing, kind of similar to HelloFresh.
Yeah.
So Purple Carrot's the all vegan version of HelloFresh. And purple carrots are a relatively popular like health food because they're purple, which means they have antioxidants in them or like other micronutrients that can be harder to get. And so it's kind of signaling being nutrient dense, but also vegan. So purple carrot.
Wonderful. So does this even have carrots in it? Cauliflower,
yes, that one
edamame. Does. So I don't eat a lot of vegetables, but I love edamame. Do you like edamame?
I love edamame.
Red bell pepper and carrots. So I like all of those things if there's enough sauce on the cauliflower.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you could win.
That's my favorite food.
All right, today you'll be playing carrot, carrot, or carrot. How about that? So how appropriate is that to nutrition, and how appropriate? That's why your prize is the purple carrot. On a previous episode, I asked Emily, I don't know, a can of carrots came up, and she was like, I don't eat carrots out of a can. I said, do you ever eat a bag of dirt or something? And and I'm like, so what? Like, how do you eat carrot? Like Bugs Bunny? And so that was her answer. She only eats fresh carrots.
Right.
Before we play the game, how do you eat your carrots?
I would say, and this is an obnoxious answer, I like baby carrots because I don't like peeling them myself. And then if I want to put them in anything, I just have to go chip, 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 and then it's in. You know, I don't have to do much. So I'm a baby carrot, and then I can use it to dip. I feel it's the most versatile. But I like colorful carrots, and those don't come in baby carrot form, but they should.
Do you know how baby carrots were invented?
No, do you?
Yes, I do. I knew this a long time ago. I don't even know why I knew this. So some carrot farmer whose whole life depended on carrots, he had a bad crop one year, and they were all little. And he's like, I gotta pay my mortgage. I gotta do something. And so he couldn't take them to the regular place where he would sell them to the canning people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't even take them. And so he took them to the local farmer's market, and I don't know what state this was or anything. And they sold out, and people wanted more. And he's like, I can't make more. And then, so the baby carrots that you like are just usually shaved down.
Yeah.
They are grown smaller, but they are shaved down carrots of regular Bugs Bunny carrots. They're just the smaller ones. And so it was a fluke of nature that wound up why we eat baby carrots. All right, so I gotta get the game pieces.
Okay. Carrot, carrot, or carrot? I only know 2 carrots out of the 3. Because I'm assuming this is like a diamond pun. We have carrot the food, carrot the diamond. I don't know what the third one is. I do not care at all. But Bag rustling in the wind. Maybe care for it, like carrot. I'd like to see my doodles. Sometimes I doodle. Little King is John Myers.
Okay.
Hmm?
You just talking to yourself?
Yeah, the camera actually. Showing you a surprise for when you go back and edit it.
Oh. All right, so I got the David Lynch bucket out.
Oh, okay, yep.
And in this bucket, I had to dump out the ping pong balls. There are... Let me get them all in there first, then I'll start over again.
Rustle. I'm eating. I'm not Emily, I'll eat them.
Okay. In this bucket, I'm only going to show you this much of it.
Okay.
There are 4 kinds of carrot. There are honey glazed green giant carrots. There is a can of carrots that neither you nor Emily would touch. There is a bag of carrots like you like, baby carrots. And there is a real Bugs Bunny carrot that I had to go to Kroger this morning and buy. That's how I found the purple carrot thing.
Okay.
Because I needed to go. I don't just have Bugs Bunny carrots sitting around in the house. And so I am going to swirl the bucket just like David Lynch would do. I'm going to reach my hand into this bucket and I'm going to touch one of those 4 kinds of carrots, and only by the express. So it's just like on the internet when they're like, what's in the box? And it's like, whatever, a hot dog or a waffle. Only by the expression on my face, you have to tell me which one of those 4 kinds of carrots that I'm touching. That's all you get, and then I will pull it out, and we'll do when it gets down to the final 2, then
it'll be a 50-50.
Yeah, and I won't cheat. I won't switch. Like,
okay.
So I'm reaching in. I'm reaching in. All right. I'm touching one of them. Let me make a face so you can read my face.
Okay, well, that's forced. I think it's the can. That's not a can.
Wrong. It was the baby ones that you love so much.
Tragic.
The baby carrots.
How many do I have to get right to win the final? Do I have to get, because I'm already down. Do I have to just get one?
I don't know. You just have to get one right. All right, hold on. Wait, I'm mixing, and all right, my hand. I'm just grabbing the first one my hand touches.
All in can.
Ding, 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 ding! You got it. Without the help of my face.
No, I don't need the face. I'm looking at micro expressions. I don't need you to. If you make a face, you're masking what I'm looking at.
Oh.
So, like, I'd rather you just grab it and then I'll guess from there.
Swirl the bucket one last time. Oh, I touched both of them. Now what do I do? Swirl.
Run it back.
See, I'm being honest. I literally touched both of them. All right, I'm only touching one.
It's the Bugs Bunny one.
I'm sorry. It's the honey glaze.
I lost the 50-50. That's always the worst, losing the 50-50.
And now I got the. What am I going to do with this? I'll give it to the homeless or something. I keep a. Do you know this? I keep a bag of extra food. Like, so when I go to Aldi, I keep a bag of extra food in my car at all time. So when I go by a homeless guy on the corner, and so it doesn't have like cans because they might not have a can opener, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
some of the cans have a lift top, so those are.
Yeah, if they do, then I'll do it. So I can give this to the homeless guy. He can eat a carrot.
You could.
And I'll do it.
It might be nice. So. Fresh food can be hard to get. Fresh food can be hard to get if you're like food unstable.
I know. So yeah. So you got 1 out of 4.
Yeah, but not even the easy one. I didn't even get the 50-50. That's all right.
What do you think about that game, carrot, or carrot?
I thought a ring was going to be in there. I thought there was going to be diamonds involved. Carrot.
Oh. You should be so lucky.
Yeah, no, we don't have that budget.
All right. Good job.
All right. So I say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. I know I was only here for like 2 seconds, but it was nice stopping in.
We
We couldn't have done it
couldn't have done it without you.
I beat you, though.
Oh man, that was perfect. That was the perfect blend.